Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. We're in Microsoft Flight Simulator still. If you're on Twitch, thanks for hanging out over the intermission. If you're on YouTube, thanks for coming over. Hopefully everyone comes over from the last stream. Let's see, bleeping, yeah. The freeware ATR, it's okay.
Don't touch that!
What? Who was that? Why doesn't it tell me? It doesn't tell me? Oh, I think it does right here. No, it doesn't tell me. There should be a message telling me who just who gave us that little sound there. Give me a heart attack. Let's see. Yeah, the freeware ATR it's pretty good. I mean, it's basically just the King Air with a different skin, and so. Yeah, but it actually worked this time. I've had trouble with it before. Maybe I had it with a different version. But it's obviously not the real plane at all. Not even the real cockpit. Was that you bleeping, or was that a... I don't know if Creepy Kirk's still in here. I'm surprised he didn't hit one yet. I need to figure out how to assign you guys entrance when you use that point reward. To give you like an entrance sound when you come in, because he's Creepy Kirk what do you say, redeemed that reward, but I don't know how to set it for him to automatically do that when he comes in. So hopefully I'll figure that out. I can find something. Someone can give me a hint on that. Alright, here we are in the ATR, not the ATR, the Airbus A320, A32NX, Flybywire mod and all that.
I'm waiting, old man.
Man. I knew someone was going to use that one. That's why I picked it. Anyway, this is, let's see, World Tour Leg 142, Stockholm Arlanda Airport, Stockholm, Sweden. We're going to be flying down to Štefánik Airport in Bratislava, Slovakia. This flight is, real life, it's the Air Explorer 4611 on the Boeing 737-800. I can't find an Air Explorer livery. No one created it for me on time. So we're going to be using a Smartwings, which is a Czech airline just across the river from Slovakia. So it's going to be Smartwings 4611 in the Flybywire A32NX Airbus A320neo. I believe we have a custom freeware mod for the airport down in Slovakia as well. Let's get this plane started. Frame rate is really getting hit. Grab our information from Simbrief. Alright. And on the flight plan, it says we need 7352 for fuel. I'm going to load that up. Have I flown across in the simulator from the US, from Europe to US or something? I don't believe I have. The only really, really long flights I've done have been, I think I did, yeah, I've done UK over to Hong Kong, or London to Hong Kong, but that was obviously over the landmass, and then, or that was to Tokyo, and then Hong Kong to Cologne. So I've never done anything transatlantic in Flight Simulator yet. I did fly like New York down to Brazil, I think, though, or something like that. I'm doing good. Doing good, Limbo. Thanks for asking. Alright, let's try to get this, let's try to get things going here. Otherwise we're sitting on the ground. Parking brake is off, flaps, ground spoilers, speed brake retracted, ignition normal, master switch is off, integrated lighting, let's turn that up a little bit. Don't need the floodlights. Make sure the throttle is in idle position. Set up our display brightnesses. It is midday. We're going to be taking off about 1:30 in the afternoon. Landing gear is down. Nose wheel steering anti-skid on. Let's see. Turn up the brightnesses on the glare shield here. Overhead panel wipers are off. We can hit the battery switches. External power is available and on. Nav logo light, strobe lights auto, crew oxygen supply, ground control. Nav 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna make sure our co-pilot doesn't ask for pushback before we're ready to do our fire tests. Do fuel pumps later. Let's see. Seatbelt signs off because we are fueling, no smoking, auto, emergency lights armed. And let's get the passengers coming on board via the Flybywire A32NX mod. Send request. We have 150 passengers, so they're going to start boarding. You can actually hear some music. Let's see if I go back. There you go, you can hear the passengers getting on board. I'm also going to start up Pack X, because I like to do redundant things. Looks like the flight's going to be just under 2 hours once we get going. Yep, using Pack X. I just Flybywire has included, actually has boarding and everything too, and sound. But I'm going to use the music and the ambient sound from the plane. Announcements are going to come through Pack X, if that makes any sense. But you don't actually need to have Pack X if you want to just fly this plane, and it'll simulate having passengers on board, and you can see like the center of gravity is changing as they come on. They actually load realistically too, versus Pack X, which just goes in random order. Uh-oh. What did I just... I think I clicked something on I shouldn't have. Those lights. Just did a 2-hour hop of my own. Tacoma, Seattle, Tacoma to Salt Lake City. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm starting to do some U.S. flights. But those flights might just end up being later at night when I go no mic, no cam also. Maybe I'll keep the World Tour ones here. Or leave it up to you guys which flight you want to see when. Maybe I'll do one World Tour flight, one US flight. But I'd like to do some more flying in the US. And again, as I said, there's only so much time to do flights, so kind of got to figure out which one you want to do when. Alright, passengers coming on board. Let's get in contact with ATC. Using the in-game ATC, I know. VATSIM is better. I agree.
Arlanda clearance delivery SkyTravel 4611 ready to copy IFR clearance to Štefánik.
But I don't even have any coverage if I wanted to anyway.
Is cleared to Štefánik Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.0 squawk.
Now they want us to take off runway 26. Couldn't land on 26 for some reason. Had to do a goofy.
SkyTravel 4611 cleared to Štefánik Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 118.0 squawk 0232.
The voice is a little bit different.
SkyTravel 4611 readback is correct.
Oh, the voice is a little bit different. The ATC voices are slightly different than they were before.
Good day.
Good day. So I don't know what that's about. Alright, let's get into... See, all the passengers are already on board.
Delivery airflow 2211 ready to copy IFR clearance to Sheremetyevo. Airflow 2211 is cleared to Sheremetyevo Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.
Turn the volume down on the radio right now. Alright, back in here. Baby's in the other room, not being happy. So I'm going to grab him pretty soon, once we get up in the air. Let's get the flight plan actually open. There it is. Alright, so today our alternate is Lima Kilo Papa Romeo. That is Prague. Hey Sean, welcome in. Glad to have you here. $46.11 for our flight. Cost index 5. Cruise to flight level 390, 39,000 feet. Jump into the flight plan. We're going to be taking off runway 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this
It is
time,
always
please
different
ensure
than my
all
flight
large
plan.
carry-on items are in
They
the overhead
completely,
bin, and
I don't know,
all
they always
items
do
are
something
in
opposite.
front of you. If you have
Alright,
any trouble
fix
with
that.
any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know, and we would be happy to help you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your
TRS
items are put
3
away so that
kilo.
the aisle is clear and other passengers
So this is our standard instrument departures with TRS 3 kilo, or Tango Romeo Sierra 3 kilo. Insert, and that will take us to our first waypoint, which is Tango Romeo Sierra.
Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away
Take an
any
airway right away.
laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Mike 607. Make sure you hit airway first. Mike 607. Take that to our mod. Direct to Tesmo. So insert. Jump back to the main screen. Tesmo. Direct to Pinor or Penor. Regli. Mayfor. Jump on an airway. Papa 10, Papa 10. Take that to Burva. Insert that, and I like to put my arrival information in right now too. So we're going to be arriving, planning on ILS runway 31. Burva 3 Romeo is our standard terminal approach route. And let's see, what VIA do they want us to do? Vidra. There it is. Look. Okay, good. Insert. Check if there's any discontinuities. We got one right there, so. Okay. Hey, Zany T13. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gonna be flying down to Slovakia right now from Sweden. Alright, I'm not gonna do everything here at this moment. Go to init page 2. We do have all our passengers on board, so we can go here, get our zero fuel weight, 26.4 center of gravity, fuel planning, 7.3. See, wind. We have plus 6 knots. So let's go right here. We just put in 006, and it should give us a tailwind, 6 knots. There you go. Zany's watching from Sweden from work. Awesome. Well, we'll get a look at the airport here once go to our performance page and all that. So, flight plan, don't need that anymore. Open up my SimSmart A320 calculator. There's an update. I'm going to skip that for now.
We're ready to go when you are.
Alright, ready to go when I am. Performance calculator. Alright, airport code. We are Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha. Okay, runway 26, so it grabs us our slope, length. You can automatically grab the metadata. -5 degrees out, Celsius. Runway condition is dry, anti-ice. We're gonna do that because it is -5. Takeoff weight is 65,600. I guess we do it. Yeah, do that. 65.6 tons. Center of gravity is forward. It is less than 27%. Flex takeoff. Flaps 1 plus F. Air conditioning, I like to have it on. Calculate. Got a lot of info, so we go to our performance page. Taking off runway 26, Zany. From Stockholm. Alright, so V1 speed, that's the speed. The highest speed we can go and still be able to abort the takeoff and have enough runway to brake. It's actually the same speed as a rotate because we're light and it's dry and all that. Transition altitude, I think. Didn't really do this on the last flight. Transition altitude 5,000 feet, what I thought. That's where we switched to the standard barometric pressure from the ground pressure. Let's see, thrust reduction is 1124. What kind of bug? I don't like to hear that. Yeah, for some reason ATC had us land at runway 1, even though I was planned to runway, or at 1 left when I was planning, or my plan had to land at runway 26. And then this one, 5 minutes, half an hour later taking off, the plan is to take off from runway 26, but my plan had runway 1 left. So it's like, it's always the opposite. It's always a different runway than the in-game ATC. Well, hopefully we don't have any issues, I'm hoping. Hopefully it's not a major bad bug. That would be bad. Alright, performance page is set. So turn off the calculator. That can go away. Turn on the predicted wind shear. And lock the cockpit door. I don't want that one. This one. Seatbelt signs on. And we are ready. Not ready yet. Oh, barometric pressure is already in. Okay. Everything else is ready on the glare shield. Start the APU. Waiting for that flap open message. There we go. Start. Ooh, frame rates are not cool today. Oh, great. Well, I hope it isn't. I hope it isn't like that. I had that problem taking off from Tromsø, I think. Plane completely just as I was taking off, it caught something and it flipped my plane over. It was bad. So, hopefully we don't have that.
And welcome aboard Flight 4611. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in
Fuel
airplane
pumps
mode
on.
and your large devices are now
External
shut down
power
and stowed.
disconnected.
Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full upright and locked
And
position
we
for departure.
are ready
Cabin
for
crew,
pushback.
prepare
So
cabin for departure.
let's get the tug over here. Yeah, fingers crossed we don't have any major issues. Okay, tug is connected. So we're gonna go use the parking brake. Reverse. Start engine 2.
Aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Familiarize yourself with the emergency elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance,
starting engine 1.
use your mask first and then assist others. Leave your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may...
Myself my Oreo. Awesome, Limbo. Did you just get it? What kind of PC specs do you got? Gets his flaps in takeoff position. Arm the spoilers. Disengage the APU. Beacon light on. Runway turn off light, taxi lights. Why is my integrated lighting not working very well? Maybe it's just very bright outside. Let's see. Checklist. That's why we have checklist. Transponder is set. Probe window heat. Auto. Spoilers. Flaps. Anti-ice. We're going to do anti-ice. Probably shouldn't need it because now a ton of clouds or anything. Hey Hendrik, welcome back. Auto brake set to max for our takeoff. Runway turn off lights. Parking brake. Weather radar on. Still inoperable in development version of the A32NX. Let's get our taxi clearance.
Arlanda ground sky travel 4611.
Oh, the voice is
Alpha
different.
ready to taxi IFR.
Pretty cool.
4611 taxi to and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Bravo Charlie Zulu Golf Zulu Zulu Foxtrot Yankee Zulu Juliet Alpha Bravo Zulu Kilo Zulu Zulu Papa X-ray X-ray 5. Contact tower on 128.7 tree when ready.
You made that much more complicated than it needs to be,
Taxi
I
hold
think.
short runway 26 via taxiway Bravo Charlie Zulu Golf Zulu Zulu Foxtrot Yankee Zulu Juliet Alpha Bravo Zulu Kilo Zulu Zulu Papa X-ray X-ray 5.
We're not even going Bravo. We're not even close to that. Alright, so I'm going to make this simple. We're just going to take Zulu and we're going to take Zulu until we need to go over, let's see, Zulu. And then there's, where's Zulu Papa? I think Zulu Papa. Tell me about Zulu Papa and then I can't find it. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're not even going to take Zulu. We're just going to go straight out. Or a little, yeah, where we're at. Oh, where are we? Never mind. I'm thinking we're at a completely different part of the airport. That's why. That's why. Okay, what gate am I at? Helps to know where you are. Alright, we're at gate 36. That's why. Okay, I see what it's trying to do. Let's just go off the Zulu. Basically, we're just going straight off the Zulu here. Just right there. Yeah, ATC sounds a little bit better than before. Okay, so we are ready for taxi. Parking brake is off. Let's go. Make sure the tiller is working. Sometimes it doesn't want to work very well. Checking our flight controls. Let's see, Limbo is doing a flight from LA to Miami, climbing on autopilot to 34,000 feet. That sounds like a fun flight. Long flight, probably 5-6 hours, right? Okay, why is it pointing Zulu that way? What could be going wrong there? Oh, alright. It's gonna be a long taxi. Because no matter where I am at the airport, they always give me the runway furthest from where my gate is. 5 hours. Titus Life, hey, welcome. Welcome in. We're doing my Microsoft Flight Simulator World Tour. This is Flight 142, flying into every country and territory in the world via real commercial flights as much as possible. Sometimes I switch up the livery or the airline that it is, and obviously the planes are not always the exact plane used in real life. And we're flying down from Stockholm, Sweden, down to Bratislava, Slovakia. And basically we have, how many countries do we have left? We have Slovakia for Europe, Slovakia, Monaco, San Marino, Liechtenstein, Andorra, Iceland, Ireland, Gibraltar. They're not all countries. Let's see. Gibraltar, Faroe Islands, and Greenland. So I have 10 more countries. Well, Greenland's kind of America's, isn't it? But I'm going to say 10 because Greenland's part of Norway. Or Denmark. So 10 more countries to go for Europe, and then we're going to be flying from Iceland all the way over to Canada. That's going to be about a 5-hour flight, so it'll be a nice long one-flight stream for that one. Might start a little bit earlier, too, that day, whenever that is. Got a bunch of Lufthansa's, got a Scandinavian Air Systems flight, and that, whatever that one was, just disappeared. Beautiful handcrafted airport from Microsoft Flight Simulator from the Zobo Studios right here. This is not a mod, payware, or freeware. Yep, going to Slovakia. That should be coming up on... Actually, that was where I wanted to... Should have switched taxiways right there. That was Zulu Papa or whatever. Limbo's at cruising altitude now. Let's see, Sanskruti Patel. On the 13th day, I will be doing a long haul San Francisco to, is that New Delhi? Via London Heathrow. That's, yeah, you're gonna need to do a via for that one, I would think. That is definitely a long haul. That sounds like a fun flight. I've flown into Victor India Delta Papa in X-Plane, I believe, if that's New Delhi. It's really cool there, and I can't wait to do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Whoa. Alright, so this is now getting on to taxiway X-ray. Yeah, these... Oh, there's your... Yeah, there's your big giant bump. I hope that's not on the runway. Yeah, we got an altitude issue here. Oh yeah, that's right on the runway. Hopefully we'll be up in the air before we hit that. We'll have to make sure we get up in the air before we hit that. Why can't I move? Let's stop. There we go. How come when I hit the auto brake, it just automatically... The auto brake is locking my... Okay. That was... What is going on here? Okay, the auto brake is broken now. I think. Yeah, it's on the runway as well. Guess we should have taken off. Should just ignore them and taken off runway 01. Well, I'll try to get up in the air before we hit that, because that will kill us. And it seems like my my auto brake is broken now too. But I think we should be able to get up in the air before. It's pretty far down the runway. We don't need that much. That's about 3/4 of the way down the runway. We'll be up in the air by then. Yeah, all these beautiful spring trees. Got some of these pinks. This is all courtesy of the John Hibashi's 4-season pack. Technically 8 seasons now because he has transition seasons. So it's not an abrupt change between spring and summer, but it's like late spring, early summer, that kind of stuff. Looks really cool, those trees. Especially the pink ones, the different colors. And depending on where you are in the world, sometimes they'll have some local trees for those areas too. Yeah, my spoilers are out because we had that. What's that? There we go. Oh, there's another one right here. Why is there this dip in the middle of the... Oh, this is stupid. That's frustrating. Yeah, now it's going up. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. Alright, watch what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do that. There you go. That's called using the... I don't know what that's called. Yeah, that is bad. That's some bad stuff right there. I also like how this ATR, or whatever that is, if that's a Dash 8 or an ATR, is lined up on the runway and that other plane came in to land. Yep, slew. I just slewed it. I usually don't slew unless there's something like that. Well, we'll see how this takeoff goes, because we're going to basically fall into a hole. So there's a whole section of this airport. I've never run into that before. I don't know if that's something new. I don't know if I've just never been on this part of the... I don't think I've actually been in this part of the airport, I guess. Must have always been just on runway 1. I guess, yeah, those technically be the longer runways. So I'd actually rather take off from those runways anyway. Alright, landing lights on. Strobe is already on for some reason. Thought I had it set to auto. Stuff's all going weird in this plane. I'm getting a little nervous that there's stuff glitching out on this plane too. It seems like some of the lighting isn't working properly. Uneven ground. Yeah, I don't. That's a kind of sucks because it's not even a pay, or it's not even like a freeware mod. This is just the in game, and obviously what that silly stuff is. I want to zoom in. Alright. Flaps are set. Everything's set except for the auto brake, because the auto brake, for some reason, isn't letting me move. And I'm not sure why the co-pilot isn't doing her job now.
Arlanda Tower Sky Travel 4611 ready for departure runway 26 IFR to Štefánik.
Sky Travel 4611 hold, short runway 26. Traffic is Airbus A319 on the runway. Airfriends 1262, turn next taxiway.
I don't know what happened to this guy. That ATR disappeared, or prop here disappeared. Got a little bit of traffic we gotta wait for. I think he's getting off the runway. This is all Alpha India Group traffic. Problem with Alpha India Group traffic is sometimes they just do not. They do not get off the runway.
Sky Travel 4611 acknowledge last transmission.
Okay, looks like my co-pilot's gonna be useless.
Contact ground on 121.9 tree.
Let's get that Surstroming bomber in the air. What? Was it sucking schnitzel?
Cleared for takeoff runway 26.
Alright, we're cleared for takeoff. Awesome.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 Sky Travel for
It gives the voice of the co-pilot, but it doesn't. Alright, ready for takeoff. We have our max brakes. Looks like everything's good. Here we go. Yeah, I'm nervous. I am nervous as well. Do a V2 taxi, get on this runway. That's weird. Yeah, ATC sounds different for me. Doesn't it? I didn't change any settings or anything. Just have it set on the setting. Right, not perfectly lined up, but there's just planes all over. It's really cool there, traffic. Alright, we're ready to go. Got the 40%. Fermented herring? What? Alright, flex takeoff. Well, we hit that first bump. Didn't really do anything. But we were going down. There's that other bump. Told you we'd get in there before we got to it.
Scandinavian 89er 85 miles east inbound ILS runway 26 approach. Scandinavian 89er 8 Arlanda Tower. QNH tree 0 decimal 21 wind 28 tree at 5. Cleared ILS runway 26 approach. Sky travel 4611 contact Malmo Center on 118.0. Good day. Arlanda Tower, Scandinavian 5566 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 26 approach. Scandinavian 556 Arlanda Tower. QNH tree 0 decimal 21 wind 28 tree at 5. Cleared ILS runway 26 approach.
Yeah, we made it.
Going to 118.0 sky travel 4611.
Oh, does it sound a little slightly
Malmo
different
Center
now?
Sky travel 4611 is at 2,300 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Sky travel 4611 Malmo Center QNH tree 0 decimal 21 continue as planned.
Sorry about that. Try to get these cool
Contact Stockholm approach on 120.
in-plane views.
Good day.
So let's see, so your air temperature. I'm not sure, what is the T? What's the T air temperature and an SA air temperature? I forget. But that's what we got in for the cabin, our temperatures. Alright, go to standard pressure. ATC's not going to like that. Really? Your knit request, like it's not filling in the entire flight plan or anything, Sean? Well, if you put in the arrival and departure, or departure and arrival airport on the Microsoft Flight Simulator flight planning screen, then that init request isn't going to work. You're not going to get all the data. You're going to need to put in by hand, which is what I do. But if you don't put in, if you just put in the departure and you don't put in the arrival, it should work. You should just be able to pull it from SimBrief. Typically, I usually don't use it. Like I said, I put everything by hand,
Sky travel 4611.
manually. I missed that. 16,000 feet. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Sky travel 4611. My lighting isn't working. So probably what happened is sometimes when the integrated lighting doesn't work, because I do have a different texture on top of the A32NX right now, and they just updated that texture, but it doesn't look like it's playing perfectly. But at least things aren't broken, and we're not doing a flight where we really need the lighting. It's not nighttime. Glad I didn't do a late night flight. be having a hard time seeing things. Alright, 10,000 feet, turn off the landing lights. Yeah, turn off the anti-ice, don't need it.
Turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight. Do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee.
Weird.
We do offer complimentary in-flight TV.
Yeah, I don't know why I'd be doing that, Sean.
Find out more information.
As I said, it wasn't working for me, and then I figured out why it didn't work. It was because I put in the rival airport. That way, the in-game ATC works. But when I realized that, then I was like, oh, okay, now I know what's going on. Yeah. But I usually just, as I said, I do everything manually anyway. So I couldn't tell you. It says flight number in use. Weird. 0486 Acer, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the sub over on YouTube. Yep, we're still in the sky. We haven't crashed. Nothing's fallen out of the sky yet. Right. Warning, we're going to be going... I didn't want to do that. We're going to go outside the plane right now. It's not Stockholm, though. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? Right, so Stockholm's off to our left. Is where we're looking. Might be it right over there.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Sky travel 4611.
Alright, if you want to track the flight, you can go right to that website and look for Tango Victor Sierra 4611. That's the flight. Keep missing what ATC is saying. Climb to 17,000. Alright, climb 17,000 feet. Sky travel 4611. Okay, once we finish this turn, I'm gonna turn off the seatbelt signs for the passengers, let them get up and walk around. We don't have a lot of turbulence or anything. Yep. Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, the IKEA capital. IKEA basically just taking its colors right from the Swedish flag, yellow and blue. As you can see, could be over there. See, I kind of point up, and it's like everything's up from where I am. But it's going to be over there, that one. See the Swedish flag, and then right above me is going to be the Slovakian flag over there. Is ATC going to get confused here and not think we're at the right altitude because I'm at standard pressure and they're still doing ground pressure? They sometimes do that.
Malmo Center Sky Travel 4611. Request flight level 270.
Yeah, but the integrated lighting's broken, I can tell. Can't maintain flight level 270.
270 Sky Travel 4611.
I want to get up to flight level 390, 39,000 feet.
Malmo Center Sky Travel 4611. Request flight level 370.
Sky Travel 4611 climb and maintain flight level 270. Expect flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 270. Expect flight level 370 Sky Travel 4611. Center Sky Travel 4611. Request flight level 390.
Sky
Every time I fly over these Nordic areas, it's just slightly different. It looks a little bit more green as we go further in the year here. First few flights up here, quite a few of the flights has been just snow covered. But now we're starting to get in that time of year where I'm not going to see as much snow. Maybe in the Alps, but most other places it should be pretty clear by now. Sorry about those flickering shadows. I'm not sure. I still don't think there's a way to clear those out. I notice other people don't get that, but if the sun, and it just might be because they didn't have the sun hitting, and unfortunately both sides of the plane, the sun's hitting just right. Yeah, smooth flight so far. Hopefully that keeps up. Hopefully I don't miss our descent or whatever. Probably gonna lose some frame rate. You can see the frame rate's already coming down a little bit when I move because all this kind of haze. That actually is probably the biggest impact the weather has on your system, is when it kind of just gets this hazy, kind of misty clouds. Solid clouds, you're fine. I said I was going to turn the seatbelt sign off. Let's do that. It's hard to see when those lights don't work. But some updates and things aren't working together perfectly, so my lighting's not all there, unfortunately.
Emotional damage!
Just use the torch. Yep. Yep, my favorite clouds are the scattered clouds for sure. Anything where I can still see the land, but there are clouds, it really gives that 3D feel to it. You really feel you're really up 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 feet. I don't know. Let me see if I can unban you. If you behave. Oh, how do I do that? Oh, man. You have to give me a second to see.
Climb and maintain flight level 390 Skytravel 4611.
It says you're not banned. It's weird. Yes, you did, Hendrik. Emotional damage. Have you heard of Daty Hattie? No, I have not. We get cleared. I think we got cleared again. Maintain flight level 390, sky travel 4611.
Sky travel 4611, please expedite your climb flight level 390.
No, like I right click on your name on it and it's giving me all the options. It's like, oh, do you want to kick? Do you want timeout? I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let me see. Haiti is known in English as Jumbo the elephant. Ah, okay. So is that the Indian name for the elephant? Man, look at all those islands. We are right now just... Yep, we're off the... Sweden off to our right. Let's see, what do we got here? Slat167, thanks for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome in. We're flying a world tour. This is... Let me go back in the plane. It's a little hard to hear over the plane. What I need to get is I need to get a little soundboard that I can turn down the volume quickly when I switch scenes or whatever. With like a knob or something. Or whatever. I notice people doing that. It's a little bit harder when you have to click over on the other screen to do that. Who asked me? I don't know who it was. If Gotland was its own country, but Gotland is going to be right over. I don't think it's that. That is Lotorp, or no, it's Åland. Not to be confused with Åland, the place we came from on our previous flight. Awesome. Been then for 7 months. Awesome. That's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Limbo. Thank you. Yeah, and again, if you're obviously if you're already subbed, you're not going to get a little message that says you're subbed. Or thanks for the new sub, but yeah, definitely a lot of people. A lot of people are subbed on YouTube before. And a number of people have joined in the last few months. That's great. Yeah, so over there, that's Gotland. So that was I don't know who that was asking about that. If that was you, or if that was that you, Limbo, asking about if Gotland was its own country? Might have been Bill Senior. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Sweden off to our right. So we head down into the Baltic Sea. We'll be flying across Poland and into Slovakia. I think we'll get a little bit of, we'll fly over Czechia also, Czech Republic. Wi-Fi's kind of laggy. Yeah, well that's why I'm always connected when I'm streaming. Back in China and here, it's like I'm always hardwired. I don't really like Wi-Fi. I mean, Wi-Fi is good enough on my phone and stuff, but if I'm always doing internet stuff on my computer, it needs to be a little bit more stable. And our Wi-Fi is kind of finicky.
Later.
Yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, there are some different sounds that you can either pay bits for, or you can pay. There's a few sounds that you do just channel points for. And And then I don't know, I have to see how you can do what you can do on YouTube. I haven't figured that out yet. I like planes. That's why you're here. That's why we're all here, I think. As I said though, it's like I think possibly after this flight, well, for sure after this flight I'm gonna go no mic, no camera. But I might do, I'll either do a flight from Nashville down to New Orleans in the United States, or might just do some Crusader Kings. I feel like Crusader Kings, if I'm going to play Crusader Kings, I need to be able to talk though. It's kind of, but at the same time I just want to play Crusader Kings. So I might just let myself play and not have to always talk on the stream. Someday I'll be able to stream all night while I'm on my night off and be on the microphone and chat. Just gotta soundproof the room, I guess. Airplanes are the best vehicle. Doesn't look right. That's not where Pinor should be. That's not right. Glad I checked that, otherwise you'd have a big spinner. Huh? You might already be doing it. Oh no, tells me. See, I get the Tesla and just do a 180. What? Oh no, Tesmo's the wrong one. Why is it giving me the wrong... Oh, it's because it's supposed to be Tespo. I put in the wrong waypoint. Alright, so we're going to do it direct to Pinor. We're just going to skip Tesmo. That's what the problem is. Pinor's right, Tesmo's wrong. So we'll just do that. We'll just skip that waypoint. Otherwise we would have flown hundreds of miles out of the way and past our airport. Oh, there's the moon up there. Should be coming into view pretty soon. There it is. It's wild, the moon has almost completely waned at this point. Slovakia, let's see. Let's see, Volanta is saying I got about an hour and 10 minutes remaining, 551 nautical miles to go. That would have been something that would have made this flight not smooth if we had gone to that wrong one. I put in Temzo instead of Tepso for that that waypoint. So you gotta be careful about that, and that's why you also check your plan and look through it before you're up in the air. Anyway, what I was gonna do is I was going to jump in here, and once we get to Pinor, I'll do this. But I want to put in a a fixed point so I can see when we just a rough idea. Keep an idea when we need to start descending. Sometimes ATC won't tell us to descend on time. kind of do it yourself, or make sure you cover your bases. Alright, so I'm going to look at this star chart here. I think. This one. And it looks like once we get on the star, we need about 6,000 feet here. So Burva, I'm going to aim for 6,000 feet. Right here, we need to be at 2,500 feet for our final approach. Yeah, that you might have dropped 1,000 feet also because just the weather adjusting for the data that's coming in. If you ever get to, if the weather ever drops like a lot and suddenly your plane is beeping at you and you're really low on speed, and your autopilot kicks off, what you're gonna have to do, because you're probably below your minimum speed, you're gonna have to descend a little bit to get that speed back. Then you can climb back to where you need to be. We've had that happen a number of times on this stream. Not this one, but obviously these streams. Hey, if you're over there on Twitch, feel free to throw a sound up there and say hey. If you're on YouTube, say hey. I know Hendrik is in here, and I know Limbo Gaming is in here. Who else is still in here? Sunscruty been having fun with us, and Sucking Schnitzel is the last guy on over there on Twitch. I love that name. I haven't had Schnitzel in a while. Yeah, I've just had that where it's like it's kicked me off of the autopilot and I'm like down to 200 knots. I'm like, why can't I get my speed? Well, obviously you got to descend to get that speed back. Then you can climb. Your plane will be able to do that. Will be able to do it once you set your autopilot. But you need to be at a certain speed. Basically, you need to be between. I don't think it'll kick you off if we get up too fast. I don't think the autopilot kicks off, but it will kick off autopilot if you drop below this orange, which is your minimum. I don't know if I was on an A320 when I threw up, but I know for sure I wasn't. I was probably on a 777 or something. Every once in a while on those flights, I'm trying to think how many flights I've done between Chicago and Shanghai. And every once in a while the landing is just too much bouncing coming in on that descent, too much step descending and all that. It's just, you know, you get the smells of the breakfast or the lunch or whatever, that airplane food, and just all. I've overfilled a bag. Alright, so I said I wanted to be at 6,000 feet. So my reference fix is going to be, what's that point? Burva. So we put in Burva. And then we need a radius. How far out do we need to... Oops. Using my shortcuts for the CRJ, not the Airbus. We have a handy calculator, top of descent calculator. We're at 39,000 feet, target altitude 6,000. We need to start descending about 104 miles before our target point. So we'll put that in. This is all rough. It's just to have an idea. Now I can't see it, but we will have a little circle with dotted blue lines around that waypoint. But we're really far out. We're 51 miles away from Pinor. And you can see it barely looks like we're moving. So that's where our plane is aimed right now. That's where the plane is actually going because we do have the wind pushing us over at 26 knots. So to maintain where we want to fly, our direction, which is this, I think. To maintain that, we have to actually fly over a little bit. And I was quiet and waiting for her to come out of the plane, and the airline was AirAsia. I'm trying to think what flight we took, because we did a flight. We went to an island in Thailand, off of Thailand in the Indian Ocean, back in 2018, I think. And we flew from Hangzhou, China, down to Bangkok. And then I think we did 2 flights, actually. I think we then flew to another place. Yeah, because then we had to go to the other airport. We flew into one airport in Bangkok. We had to go to the other airport and flew down to another city closer to where we were going. I think, when we were there, you could see all the knock air, which is the airline has the bird. They have the bird beaks on the front of their planes, which I think is one of the first flights I ever flew in a X-plane. When I first got X-plane, I got that livery and flew it. I can't remember what flight we were on, though. If it was AirAsia, because I know it wasn't Knock Airlines. I love it. I love Knock Airs. I almost just want to do like those. Yeah. I love it. I haven't seen these ones before, all these different. I mean, I know they had they've added that. I don't think they had that before, though, like the kind of feathers coming off it. But I saw the green one and the purple. I don't remember seeing this one. And I don't remember those feathers. I think got a lot of different variations actually now. Yeah. A lot of variations. It used to be just kind of just solid, like it used to be a color, then they had the little beak, maybe they had the feather things, I don't know. Yeah, but I can't remember what airline we flew on. I'm sure it was like some China airline down to Thailand, but within Thailand, I can't remember if it was AirAsia or if it was Knock. I don't think it was AirAsia because that was like right around when that AirAsia crash was in the 737 Max, 738 Max. Oh, that's your landing wind? Jeez. I mean, I've had winds when I'm up here going like 100 knots, but I don't think I've ever had 40 landing. Maybe I have. Didn't really notice it. Didn't really do anything. Then there's other times where I have no wind and it seems like I'm being bounced around. What did ATC say? Right, you see the flight attendants are serving food. Again, this PAC-X is very basic with the stuff on here. I'll have to do a flight with self-loaded cargo again. Probably when I'm doing a US flight, I'll do that. I like self-loading cargo. There's a lot more detail. Like it'll even tell you like how much their bags weigh and everything, and how much passenger weighs and all that. Their age. Well, this one's on the page. But like you'll see the food getting passed. Well, you'll know which row they're dealing with. It's actually supposed to. I thought it did that here. But that's if you want all that extra stuff. Yeah, that was around that time too. Second landing. I'm good at landing under 20 knots, but 20 knots and over, it's going to be very bad landing. Well, yeah, it takes a little bit more. You got to do the rudder and all that stuff. And yeah, I typically, luckily, I haven't had to land all those. Back in 2018 or whatever, that was around when that first Air Asia crash was, and that Malaysia one was around that time too.
Do it.
127.45 for Skytravel 4611.
So just chill out.
Warsaw Center Skytravel
You know, drink a
4611
7-Up,
flight level
eat a moon
390.
pie. Quit murdering people.
Skytravel 4611 Warsaw Center. Continue as planned.
Alright, you can see the coast of... Let's see, that's the coast of Poland. I'm just trying to see where that is. Well, Gdansk is going to be off to our left, so we're not going to be flying over that. We're not going to be flying over any major Polish cities, it look like. Coming up on the main part of the continent. Oops. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, lately I've been getting about 39,000. There was a spell there where it was like all my flights were, you know, maxing out at about 34,000 on the cruise for some reason. Now on the CRJ, I kind of like, I don't like to go much more than, I think 34 is probably the highest I can get. Otherwise, I'm not gonna. You just don't have enough power in that thing. You eventually kind of plateau and you can't get it climb anymore. Yeah, we're just about a third of the way through the flight. Well, thanks you guys. Limbo, did you get the invite? I sent an invite to the Discord in your private message. It says you're joined already. Maybe it's just saying I've joined already. I don't know. Hopefully that works. Alright, cool. Yeah, just don't spam and do that. I know there's no rule against it or whatever, but kind of there is. I'm talking with no mic on. Whoops. Yeah, relatively long flight, but most of my flights have been about, 1 to 2 hours. Had some longer ones back in Africa, and I had a long one, I think, just a few flights ago from Oslo up to Svalbard, way up north there. I try to keep them short, that way you can do a couple flights and hopefully be done before midnight, so I don't get angry messages from people from in the house telling me to be quiet. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. That's what I'm kind of whisper talking right now.
Lufthansa 8901 traffic is 11 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 50 Airbus A321. Report them in sight. Wizz Air 1216 traffic is 8 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 40 Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Lufthansa 8901 traffic in sight. Wizz Air 1216 traffic in sight.
Travel 4611, have the Airbus A321 in sight.
Air 1434 traffic is 2 o'clock, 2 miles at flight level tree 80 Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. Air 1434, have the traffic.
Hey, X-Kiwi. X-Last Kiwi, is it? X-Last Kiwi. Yeah, X last Kiwi. Wish the drone camera didn't tip over. Frame rate really is bad over here. Right up. Oh yeah. Did you see where you lived, X last Kiwi? Oh, that's right. You're in Germany, right? Yeah, I wish I could stream. I mean, I'm gonna probably stream after this, but I'll have to drop the microphone and the camera. And I'll either do another U.S. flight, or maybe I'll do some Crusader Kings. I really just want to play Crusader Kings right now again. What city is that? Let's see. We have. Okay, that's gonna be Bird goes. I don't know how to say it. See if I can get a way to say that. Bydgoszcz. There we go. I guess. On the river Vistula. That's a decent size Polish city. 340,000. Metro area, 850,000. Casimir the Great University there. Just fly planes or sail ships. I'm not really into. I don't really want to do World of War or what is it called? World of Warships right now. Though I might do that at some point. Ran the first of my final exams today. Alright. Oh, that's my debate. That's what I'm debating. Hendrick, if I want to do another flight, if I want to do a US tour flight, or if I want to do some Crusader Kings. Almost 850. I know, it's really slowing down. Got a ton of subs back in January. We're getting close to something. We're getting a lot. Probably Warsaw's area or whatever. Yeah, once I get to 1,000 subs, it's going to open up a few more things we can do over on YouTube. So you were updating, but it was going to some folder that wasn't actually being read by Flight Simulator. Yeah, well, that doesn't work. But now you got it figured out. That's good. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully stuff should work and get all the new goodies. As I said, do developer version is going to be your most stable version. And one thing, and I haven't done this myself yet, but one of my Fearless Gaming, what he suggested doing is, or what he does is when he before he updates, he'll back up the current install, and you just name it whatever version you want to name it, and that way, like, especially with experimental, like, so when you update to it, because experimental updates like almost every hour during the day sometimes, and he's using experimental version from like a month ago because it's just the one that works for him. Now development's a little bit different. Development usually is going to work for the most part, not going to have too many bugs. And then stable, problem with stable is that it's usually out of date. Like the last stable versions, I don't know how many updates, game updates ago it is, so it's not the most stable version, I think. Development is, you're going to have an update almost every day, I think. Yeah, well, that's what we did X last Kiwi. What you got to do is when you're, when you're setting up on your flight plan, you gotta just go through and check it. I'll also go through right here, go to plan, and then go through it. You'll be able to see. I actually put the wrong checkpoint in on this flight. I don't think it's in the flight plan anymore. Now it's gone. Before Pinor, I had like a different. It was like supposed to be like Tomso or something, and I put in like Topso, and that was a whole different place. And I didn't check it before I flew, and then I was looking on the plan and on the flight plan and on the ARC, and I was like, why is there this one waypoint way out of the way? And it's because I put the wrong. I had literally just typed it in wrong. But yeah, you're always going to have a disconnect between your final and your approach. There's probably going to be a disconnect in here. I think I had a disconnect right here. And you just got to go clear and click on wherever that disconnect is. It should fix it. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to check it, or why you wouldn't be able to fix it. If you have like a vector point, because what you might have is you might have the last waypoint. It might be like Vige right here. And then you'll have a thing that says vector, then you'll have flight discontinuity, and then you'll have the approach. Yeah, I think you have to get rid of that vector first, then get rid of flight discontinuity, and then it'll line it up. We'll look it up. Oh, you're flying to Faroe? Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to be flying, let's see. When am I going to be flying to Faroe Islands? It seems so close, but at the same time it's really still far off. So I'm going to be flying into the Faroe Islands, flight 161. So, still 20 flights from there. It seems very close when I talk about it, but I guess when I talk about it, I have 10 more countries to go in Europe, and I guess 20 flights makes sense for 10 more countries. Really should only take 10 flights, but I'm not that great at planning. But yeah, we're going to be hitting the Faroe Islands about flight 161. Then we'll fly back to Iceland, knock out Greenland then, and flight 164 will be flying from Iceland, or no, 165 will be flying Iceland to Canada. It'll be about a 4.5 hour flight. Yeah, Limbo. I did do it. I did fly New Zealand and Australia back in X-Plane. That's where I started this world tour thing. But I haven't done it. I'm going to be flying there again because I've restarted the world tour in Africa, wherever I restarted at, like Nambia or something in Africa. So we will fly Australia and New Zealand and Philippines and all that again. Didn't I do a flight from Paris to Ljubljana? Wasn't that my flight on this world tour? I think I did that flight, didn't I? I think I did. Copy my flights. I know you're not copying all my flights because you're already flying Faroe next. Or I think you had your own. Yeah, I did do a flight from Paris to Ljubljana. Cool. So the nav point of the approach is so far away from. Oh, you did Ljubljana to Paris. Huh, I didn't have any trouble with, but yeah, I might have been on a different point. I don't know. So there's that dotted blue line showing the where I should start thinking about doing my descent if ATC doesn't intervene. Technically, we're probably supposed to be down at 35,000 or 38,000 feet now. Oh no, at Wrigley we descend to 38,000. But really, we should be descending anyway. Just such a different look, limbo, isn't it? Between flying over the United States, LA to Miami, and flying over Europe. Completely different kind of farms layout. That might be loads over there. Might be. Loads further over. Not sure. I'm surprised there isn't a mod for Keflavik Airport. There was a, like, early on, and maybe they just abandoned this project after one of the world updates, but there was like a whole Iceland overhaul project, which I downloaded and then never flew there. But at the next point, I downloaded like the New Zealand ortho pack and all that, the satellites and imagery and everything. That's why I started there, my world tour. But then towards the end of my X-Plane experience, I downloaded a whole overhaul pack for Hungary and never flew it. So kind of same thing with Iceland. But I'm surprised, yeah, there's not much for Iceland. It is interesting. Some places, right now there's actually, I noticed somewhere where someone's doing a whole bunch of airports in places where I've flown, and I wish there had been a custom airport at that time. Now they seem to be just every single airport. It's like, oh, I wish you had this airport when I was flying there. Yeah, I don't think the Iceland overhaul redid the airports, but I think it did. Like, I'm not sure what the point of it was, what it does, but yeah, I'm surprised no one. Some airports, there are some airports that's surprising that no one has gone in and at least done some little bit of work on the airport, much less put out a amazing handcrafted freeware. I'm always surprised by the places that do have amazing handcrafted freeware airports. It's always a pleasant surprise. And I try to highlight it when I fly to them. Let me just check. So I think this airport that we're going to is pretty. Bratislava. Yeah, so this airport, I think is. Why is it not telling me I downloaded this? Can I download this one yet? Ooh, there might actually be a better one out there that I don't have. Oh no, this one looks. Oh no, that's an older version. I'm trying to find the airport I downloaded. There it is. Let's see. From July 20 or November 14th, 2021 was the last time it was updated. So yeah, it looks pretty good. So you can go to, just link that in there right now if you're looking for. That's the airport we're flying to. Freeware. Looks really good. Original 3D models and all that cool stuff. Really? Ljubljana? Oh, let me see. I didn't find out. All I remember for Ljubljana was just a... Oh no, I did have that one. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking a different airport, I guess. Yeah, Ljubljana's... Yeah, that's right. Ljubljana was one that looked really good when we went there. It's hard to keep track of which ones, you know, especially over there in the Balkans. There's a couple really good ones, and there's a couple where it's just like parking updates or not really much done to it. But what blows my mind is that there's not more U.S. airports that get good overhauls. There's so many, like Nashville, like there's so many airports where they just have like the terminal buildings are super tall and don't look realistic at all. And it's just all messed up. But yeah, there are some really good freeware airports available out there.
Eurowings 907 tree traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 330 Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Lufthansa 14904 traffic is 6 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 340 Airbus A319. Report them in sight. Eurowings 907 tree has the traffic. Lufthansa 14904 has the traffic.
One for Luxembourg? Yeah, there's one for Luxembourg. Right? You're looking for that one, yeah? Let's see. Because I've flown into it. Let's see. This was a new one. Not March. Come out. Yeah, you always got to check. You always got to check when they've been updated too, because sometimes now, also check the screenshots and see what they look like. Yeah, there's 2 Luxembourg airports, but one last time it was updated was March last year, and then this one that I'm using actually came out afterwards, but has been updated just about a month ago now. There you go, Luxembourg Airport. Oh, I mean, it doesn't have the terminal building. It's missing all kinds of stuff. This one adds it all in. It's really good.
Tower on 120.255 with air 1844.
Where are we flying next? Slovakia to... Let's see if I can find... We're flying over to Eindhoven next. Let's see if there's any... Airport Eindhoven, 2 years ago. Let's see if I... Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of airports out there where they literally, like the day after this, a couple days after the sim came out, people just did the, you know, all that stuff. There's not much to them. And sometimes you have to be careful because Microsoft Flight Simulator might have, you know, Azobo might have already updated an airport with one of these world updates, and then you're going back and grabbing something from 2-3 years ago now. But yeah, Luxembourg. That's your Luxembourg there. Alright, have a good day, X/Kiwi. I'll probably be on later. You might be flying, might be playing. Crusader Kings if you want to stop by and say hi. But I won't have the mic on, so we'll just text chat and all that. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck on your finals.
123.04, lot tree 84 tree.
I keep thinking this is a city in front of us, but it's just it's kind of weird. It looks like an airstrip almost. A massive airstrip. I don't know what's going on there with the... I think it's just different coloring. Stitching together all these satellite... Alright, no problem. Just letting you know. I might be on. If you want to or not.
Airflow 2375 traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 330, Boeing 737. Report them in sight. Ukraine International 128 traffic is 4 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 350 Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Sky Travel 4611 traffic is 12 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 380, Boeing 737. Report them in sight. Jet time 266 traffic is 2 o'clock, 2 miles at flight level 380, Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
So I wonder if that's that Ukrainian International they just called.
Sky Travel 4611 have the Boeing 737 in sight.
Jet time 266 traffic in sight.
So you can see, we're coming up on where you start thinking about descending.
Warsaw Center.
We're gonna see what they,
32, flight level 350.
what ATC gives us. Hopefully they don't wait too long.
Warsaw Center. Continue as planned.
It's our destination data, so we can go and get our METR. So get our final radio information. I'm going to get this one. This is a hold point. And if we have a missed approach. ILS 110.7, that's already in there. That's how close we are. We can also put in these directional beacons if we want. Climb to 1.5, so missed approach, we climb 1.5 miles out from Oscar Bravo. Not sure what Barca is. What is Barca for? So we got this fixed point, another hold point, and then 1.5 miles later, we'll be past the runway and obviously missed approach. I don't know, everyone's bailing out before we land. It's getting late. That's alright. Didn't give enough clearance yet.
Warsaw Center Sky Travel 4611 requesting vector to next waypoint.
Sky Travel 4611, turn right heading 205.
Turn right heading 205 Sky Travel 4611.
That makes me think they want us to go the opposite direction.
Traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 350 Boeing 737.
Unfortunately, they don't tell us that until we're right on top of the runway, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we want you to land at this runway."
Sky Travel 4611 traffic in sight.
Traffic is 2 o'clock, 2 miles at flight level 3.
All right, once we get to Regli, that's going to be
Report them in sight.
crossing into Czech airspace. So between Regli and Mayford, that's going to be Czech airspace, and then we'll be into Slovakia.
A32 have the traffic.
And I said before, Bratislava is right across the river from Czech Republic, but it actually isn't. It's actually not even across the river or anything. It's very close to the border with Austria. I thought the Austrian border ran along the river the whole way, but I guess it doesn't. It kind of cuts off right around Bratislava. Yeah, everyone took off, I guess. Oh well. Only one watching. I don't know why. Suddenly just got too late, I guess. It is a Tuesday night here. People have to work in the morning.
Sky Travel 4611 descend and maintain flight level 280.
Descend and maintain flight level 280 Sky Travel 4611.
Belarus Avia 882 traffic is 3 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 3.
Limbo descending right now. Starting to descend down to 28,000.
The stop sign is now on.
Sky Travel 4611 traffic is 10 o'clock 2 miles at flight level 350 Boeing 737.
Got a plane right there. Yeah, that's what they're talking about, that guy.
Sky Travel 4611 have the traffic.
Up on our left hand, that is the city of, I'm going to guess that's the city of Ostrava. Ostrava, Czech Republic.
Belarus Avia 862 traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 320 Airbus.
Yep, Limbo's back.
Belarus Avia 882 have the Airbus A320N in sight.
We got a company message. That's going to be our weather destination data request that we had. So go ATSU, AOC, received messages, MEDAR. Print that off. I remember when this first came out, everyone was freaking out, saying, "Holy cow, there's a printer!" Magic ink also. Alright, so we go back to performance, we go to approach. QNH is 1017. Make sure I put that here. If I remember. Don't have to go back to this page always. Temperature 9 degrees Celsius. Wind 310 at 11 knots. So we got a little bit of wind. And transition altitude 10,000 feet for Slovakia. And the minimum on our ILS approach is going to be 634 feet. Yep, 12:33 p.m. For me, it's 11:33 or 11:35, whatever. My computer clock is off a little bit for some reason. Or no, it's right. It's 11:35 now. I'm not on live time on here, that's why that's off a little bit. And in sim, I think it's 2 in the afternoon, something? Probably. Let's see, what do we got? 2:30. I guess I could have done live time, actually. in those hazy clouds again. Really hurts the frame rate. Starting to get in some hills and some foothills for the mountains, I guess. I don't want to say those are mountains down there. They're just hills. I guess they're kind of mountains. Small mountains.
Skytravel 4611 descend and maintain flight level 180.
Descend and maintain flight level 180 Skytravel 4611.
Limbo, you're landing in 34 minutes? I thought you were still... What did you do? Did you up... speed up the sim rate on your sim? Or are you talking about me? Because we're going to be landing about... I guess in 10 minutes. Could be 34 minutes though, depending on the approach. Nope, we're only... Unless you're behind, you might be behind. Well, no, you just heard me say that, so... it's saying 11 minutes on my end. Yeah, hopefully you can butter this one. You did pretty good in the ATR, so hopefully all goes well on this landing. Oh, I love flying. I love flying over every part of this world. It's so cool. Europe is so cool because you got all these like just little villages like this in the valleys. US is fun though too. Africa was amazing. Hopefully I'm not very optimistic, but hopefully the satellite imagery and stuff for China looks a lot better by the time we get there, but I doubt it. Big Maps is so out of date for China. Where are you seeing 33 minutes in expected arrival? Oh, right down there, I see. On the PAC-X. Yeah. I think that's because I usually add like 5-10 minutes to that, but then I think it also now I'm realizing I think it also adds in the time that's left, because on PAC-X there's an expected arrival, like how long do you think the flight's going to be, but then also how long before you're going to taxi, I think, or before you're actually going to take off. And if you take off for that, then that adds that to your expected arrival time, so it gives you that extra time, which makes sense because if you're on a flight and the expected arrival time is 2 o'clock and your flight takes off 20 minutes early, well, the expected arrival time is still, or the scheduled arrival time is still 2 o'clock, but you now have that cushion. So that's probably what's going on there. Oh, I'm loving these clouds. Looking really awesome. What we got down there? We're going to be flying over... I have no idea. No idea which city. Lots of little villages. Coming up on the border between Czechia and Slovakia. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, you still had quite a bit to go. That's why I was a little confused. Yep, so after this flight, I might do that US flight from Nashville to New Orleans, or I might jump in and play some Crusader Kings. So if you guys want to hang out, I'll have a stream going. YouTube, I'll end the stream, and then I'll have another stream will come up. So if you're subscribed, it'll tell you that. And if you want to hang out, but I'll have the mic and camera off because it's pretty late here now. So there might be another flight, might be Crusader Kings. But if I'm streaming, you're welcome to stop by and see what's going on. Got a little storm going on over there, it looks like. Oh, yep. Ooh, we got lucky. There's a big storm system just to the southwest of Bratislava. We're going to catch a little bit of the edge off to our left here. But then there's a whole bunch, and it might be coming into Bratislava, so we might run it. Hopefully this storm holds off. Pretty severe.
10,000 feet sky travel for 611.
It's over. There's a big storm over there coming in. And then another part of it's we're kind of just getting this gap. So hopefully... Yeah, it's late. A lot of my regulars probably are... they have to work tomorrow. That's sort of the problem with my stream. My schedule is just... I can only stream when I can stream, and my days off are different days. I love that. Those hills, farms and stuff. I have a little bit of that in Wisconsin, southwestern Wisconsin.
16,900 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
Okay, we're coming down to 10,000 feet. Alright, so now we're crossing into Slovakia. Yeah, you just see the storms all around. See that storm cell all the way around, and I think we're just going to be able to sneak through it. That is crazy. Look at that. That's amazing. I love it. That's perfect. That looks so cool. And look at that. I'm just looking at Atlanta and looking at the radar on there, and it's, yeah, you're just gonna have a gap. We might just be able to land without getting hit with any rain. But it's gonna be close. That's what I'm gonna do after this flight. I'm probably gonna eat some lunch. Because I work nights, so I'm up. I stay up all night. That way my schedule doesn't get all messed up for the days I do work. So midnight for me is like noon. Kind of like, well, not really like noon. It's actually a little bit later because I got up at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So it's like more like 2 in the afternoon for me, I guess. If you kind of adjust the clock. Even though if I was waking up during the day, I'd probably be getting up. Well, if I was working during the day, I'd be getting up early anyway because I'd be working 6 to 6, 12-hour shifts. And when I was over the road trucking, I would be getting up at 2, 3 in the morning anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna have to grab some lunch after this. Look at that storm over there, and over there.
We have begun our final descent into your destination.
Final descent into your destination. I guess they don't have Bratislava in the database for PACX.
Contact DNS Center on 124.4. Good day.
Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and show any
Just
larger
gonna sneak in
electronics.
here, I think. That storm might actually be over us now.
Going to 124 decimal for lot 222.
I'm gonna turn on anti-ice just in case. We are going to be hitting some of this. It is a little cold. Ground temperature, though, not bad. So it's kind of in that not sure mode. Yeah, see, we're just going to skirt it, and I think we should be able to land in here before the storm hits. I think we're just going to kind of get hit with a little bit of the side edges of the storm here. I think that's Trnava right in front of us. Bratislava is going to be over there. I hope so. I hope I can make it a butter landing. Butter. Limbo's in New Zealand, about to cook dinner. You guys are making me hungry.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Sky travel 4611.
Which runway were we getting though?
Sky travel 4611, descend and maintain 2,500 feet.
That makes more sense.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Sky travel 4611.
Okay, plane has slowed down to 250 knots.
4611, contact Štefánik, approach on 134.925.
QNH1017. Begin our descent. 2,500 feet.
134.925 sky travel 4611. Štefánik approach sky travel 4611 is at 9,900 feet, descending 2,500 feet.
Sky travel 4611, Štefánik, approach QNH 30.03, continue as planned.
Yeah, we should actually already be at... Well, I think those are the minimums. Was that 6,000 and that 3,000 on the star? So hopefully we can get down in time. If we don't... If we're not looking good, I might go into a holding pattern here at Jan. Because we need to be at 2,500 feet by the time we get to... I think by the time we get to Vitra. Oh no, we'll have time. So we don't need to be at 2,500 feet right there. So we'll see how we're looking once we get to Genovice, which is right there. VOR. We are in the storm. Oof. Turn on those landing lights. Hendrix in the Philippines. So you're eating lunch right now? Oh yeah. You're on the... You're 12, 13, 14 hours ahead of me. I'm not sure exactly what it is right now. Yeah, I'm basically on the same clock as you, my body clock. Basically back on my Chinese time when I lived in China. Except I don't get to see the sun as much. Alright, winds calmed down to 12 knots for Limbo Gaming going into Miami. That's good. We're about the same thing here. I think about right here is where we can capture the glide slope. I think it's right there. So... maybe not. Let's do that. I'll draw the spoilers here a little bit. I think we'll be good. We should be able to get down to 2,500 by around that turn. And then we'll start knocking off speed. Once we get on line here with the runway, we'll hit the approach and turn on our... I should turn that on if you want. VOR. So the VOR is actually Jan right there. That's the VOR that we're at. Also do the directional. Crossing the Little Danube.
You are 14 miles east. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway tree 1 approach via VYDRA.
2,500.
Cleared to VYDRA.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway tree 1 approach via VYDRA transition. Cleared to Vidra Sky Travel.
Good.
For
Exactly what we're doing.
611.
One of the few times that it actually matches up. Alright, we don't need the speed brakes anymore. We are at 2,500 with plenty of time, so what we can do is we can actually start slowing down. That way we're not fighting the plane coming in, speed-wise. Cabin check. Weather changed, or information came in a little bit. Yeah, it looks like should be hopefully on our, because we're going around to the other side, so we're going to catch a little bit of the storm. But I think we'll turn, we'll just have it on the edge. Looks like a little bit of rain. Just getting the leading edge of this storm as we make this approach. It's not over, shouldn't be over the airport yet though. I hate it when it does that. 'Cause you never know. It's kind of funny because it's like for a long time I didn't have that issue with any game on my computer, and then it was an issue you had all the time back in the day. Your game would freeze up and crash, and now I have it all the time. I don't know if I need to just do a fresh install of Windows and clean up my hard drives. Because I'm having it happen with a number of different things. I'm guessing I probably do need to do that. Everything's starting to slow down on this system. Alright, so you get see the pink diamonds, that's our ILS. This diamond should line up. This diamond will start coming down as we get closer to our capture point, glide slope capture. Make sure we hit the approach, and then once we capture that glide slope, the plane will take us right in, and we don't even have to do anything if we didn't want to. Just do an auto land if we wanted. Ooh, there's the runway. Go flaps 1. Yeah, we can actually go flaps 2 right away. Approach speed 128 knots. It was over speed for the flaps because flaps 2 you need to be at 200 knots, and I was still at about like 203 or 204 when I flipped them. So technically we can go full because we're already at 160. So
Tower on 118.3 Sky Travel 4611.
it's just an overspeed warning.
Štefánik Tower Sky Travel 46119 miles southeast inbound.
Yeah, so this red means that's your max speed. So our max we can go now is 177 with full flaps. You see the diamond coming down? Put both autopilots on. A diamond, and we're going to capture and we're going to ride that diamond all the way in. If I wanted to, I could turn off autopilot and just follow that diamond myself, which we will do once we get closer. 128 knots. We'll slow down. That's going to be our approach speed. Landing speed will be 5 knots slower.
ILS runway tree 1 approach Sky Travel for 611.
You can just see we're just catching the airport's just catching it. In real life, there is a possibility. Now the airport would tell them, it's like, hey, there's rain right over it. Yeah, because you can always get like a downburst or something that can knock your plane right out of the sky. That's why you don't want to land at airports when it's raining right over the airport. I think we're just catching a leading edge, so we're going to be able to sneak in. Yeah, Autoland does not make the smoothest landings. But there are certain situations where I have used it because bad frame rate. Typically, in real life, they don't have frame rate issues, but they'll use Autoland if they can't see. If they literally can't see, or if they're going to be... even if they can't see, I don't think they're even supposed to use Autoland, even if they can't see at the minimums. So, I'm not exactly sure how that works. But there is that option.
1,000.
Bratislava. All these power lines are actually part of a power line pack that covers Europe, and now actually covers a bunch of the US as well, so that's going to be cool to look at. Those smokestacks are part of a VFR. We love VFR. Same with that radio tower probably over there. If that's what that is. Hey, did that cabin check, didn't I? Got that landing gear down. That's what we should forget. Don't forget the landing gear, right?
$500.
What is this plane doing? Alright,
400.
going manual. A little high now.
300.
Want 2 red, 2 white. Just like that. Watch our speed. I tend to usually be a little under speed when I land, and that's why I
200.
had trouble with bouncing sometimes. Gotta stay centered.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Got to turn my auto brake on. That's alright. I've got the reversers.
Sky Travel 4611 exit runway.
Okay, it's a crossing runway. I almost turned on that. Hey, where do I need to go? Turn left, here onto taxiway Delta.
2:53 p.m. and it's currently about 9 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, please thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your
Sky Travel 4611 exit runway when able.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sky Travel
Where's the plane
4611
going?
contact ground on 120.905.
Taxiing is a little...
120.905.
Probably shouldn't look away while I'm
611.
taxiing. Alright. Alright. Well, let's knock some things out here. I want that light. Landing lights off. Strobe light off. Anti-ice can come off. You start. And let's figure out where we're parking. I will run some replays here, so...
Štefánik ground Sky Travel 4611 request taxi to parking.
Sky Travel 4611 taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiway Delta Foxtrot Tango Lima 2.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking using taxiway Delta Foxtrot Tango Lima 2 Sky Travel 4611. Alright, so this is a handcrafted freeware mod for this airport.
thank you for flying with us. Gonna go past the fire station here. Alright, just a note, I'm not going to turn most of the stuff off once we get parked, just because we're going to do the replay. And the way the replay works is you have to keep everything running. It's not as awesome as... I wish we could have the X-Plane replay system, where you don't have to worry about turning everything off, because it'll just turn everything back on the way it needs to be for the replay. It's like a true replay. Microsoft Flight Simulator is not a true replay. You need to keep your engines running, otherwise on the replay the engines won't be running. Oh, there's a little helipad right here. Cool. Oh, maybe they don't even have jetways, it looks like. Interesting. Alright, we'll go here to gate 8. As I said, we're gonna do the replays first, and then we'll do the rest of the shutdown process and finish up all the fun things we do on the stream. What this guy's doing. You are very helpful. Alright, I'm going to set the parking brake. We're going to keep the engines running. I'm just going to end the flight in Volanta, otherwise I'll start doubling things up. Stop recording, and we're going to go through a replay here, okay? So what we're going to do, get all those flaps out, go back to where we would be if we were coming in for our landing, right? AP doesn't really matter if that's on. Alright, and we're going to go to replay. So here we are on final. Now everything's screwed up in here, not a big deal. Technically we shouldn't have all our flaps on, I don't think, yet. We're going to get in here and come
1,500.
Too low. Terrain.
Alright, first we'll watch a external view. Let's see the butter. We'll do a few replays here. Watch, get a view from passengers' point of view, and all that fun stuff. Nice. That is butter. Wow. Pretty close to the center line as well. Where's my replay thing? Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, we're gonna zip back and watch this again. Let's start about right here. Don't need to hang the whole way. And jump in. Go. Where should we go? In this seat? Let's do this one. Alright, Sam Scrudy, thanks for hanging out. I should go this one so we can see the airport as we're coming in. I guess I could do both windows, right? Oh, we'll get to see, we'll get to see the reversers go. So that'll be cool. Hopefully, you should be able to see them. That's so. Oh, it's not showing the reversers. Yeah, it doesn't show the reversers on the replay. Alright, we'll go back to that other view. Let's do a wing view here. Yeah, that was a really nice landing. One more. Let's do this shot. I always like this shot.
100.
Actually, we'll do a wheel shot also. We'll go on the landing gear.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Alright, one more. We're gonna go from the, let's see, I think we do... That's not what I wanted. This view right here.
Emotional damage!
Don't pay attention to those temps because we've been landing them multiple times and it counts them every time. Alright, so we're gonna end this replay and we're gonna jump back to our being parked at the gate. Alright, let's shut everything down. Landing lights and all that stuff are on because obviously we wanted it to look like we were actually on the right replay. That's why all this stuff is still set. And we're gonna shut down the engines. And where is back up? Stairs, luggage power, all that good stuff. Let's see if that's... Can we get the stairs to come over? Please? Stairs? Stairs? No? Ground services, one of this.
Štefánik Ground Skytravel 4611,
I just want the
could
stairs.
you please connect the jetway
No.
to the aircraft?
Skytravel 4611, we can't connect the jetway to the aircraft. Please retry later.
Alright, Limbo Gaming. Yep, I might do another stream. Might be a flight, might be just me playing Crusader Kings. You're you're welcome to just check it out. If you don't want to watch Crusader Kings, you don't have to, but but I might be doing a flight. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be right away. Probably be a while, because I'll eat and this sort of stuff, but who knows, we'll see. Alright. Let's see, passengers are deboarding even though we don't have any stairs. We have external power, we're going to turn that on, turn off the AQ. Beacon light is off. Fuel supply, ground control off. Nav off. Fuel pumps coming off. Maybe because we're not in the right spot? I don't know. Texture's pretty bad right there. But otherwise, a really good, good handcrafted. I don't know what he's doing. He's freaking out. Alright, well, let's do our stream wrap up here. So, bring up Atlanta and review the flight. So, Tango Victor Sierra 4611, Smartwings. Flight time an hour 46 minutes. Landing rate just under 60 feet per minute. That is probably my best landing in any plane. The 737. Oh, never mind. I was looking at that and I saw that one. You know what that one is? That's from when we hit that little bump. Okay, so actual landing rate is 158 feet per minute. I wish it would have the right one. Still not bad. Not as buttered as I thought it was, but 158 feet per minute. Next flight, if I do next flight, it will be... I'll do a US flight. I'll do the US flight if I do that next. But I might not. I might do some Crusader Kings, or maybe I'll do the flight and then I'll do... Who knows? We'll see. But next flight will be the US flight, Nashville to New Orleans. Alright, so all this information is kind of useless. This is actually our information. We landed 158 feet per minute, 114 knots, G-force 1.04G. That actually makes more sense. We didn't land at 64 knots. That doesn't even make sense for when we hit that bump. But that's what happens. Oh well. And we'll go over to the world map. World tour map, and I don't know why I did that. World tour map, zoom in, and there's our country. And we are flown into today, Slovakia. And there it is. So next time we're going to be flying, next world tour flight, we're going to be flying over to Eindhoven, which is in the Netherlands. We've already been there. And then we're going to fly down to Nice. Should be right around here. And then go to Monaco. Monaco will be its own stream. So we'll probably do Slovakia to the Netherlands and then down to France. Well, we'll see how that goes. Alright, and passengers should... You'd think they all be just deboarded by now. These guys are taking their time. Every flight I've been on, people are just jumping out of their seats and running you over getting off the plane. Alright, everyone's off the plane. End the flight. Soft landing very slightly ahead of schedule. That's good, we had 2 soft landings today. Again, you can see the localized names. Alright, close that up. Alright, well, thank you for coming along on this flight. I'm just gonna be ending the stream for everyone and then might come on back live later with something else. If you're on YouTube, you'll get a notification that I'm live. Twitch, same thing. And you'll see what I'm doing. I'm probably, might do the flight, might do some Crusader Kings, whatever I feel like doing. But I will be streaming with the camera and the microphone. Next time will be Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. and then we'll also have a stream Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. I'm Central Time in the U.S., so for me right now it's 12:15 a.m., so you can figure out the time difference. But in any case, you should get a notification. Definitely on YouTube, it's already scheduled, so you can see what time that stream will be for you. And I'll schedule something on Twitch so you guys can see also. Alright, so until next time, happy flying and take care.